Buenos días, me, my slanted frame, are back with Carlos Castañeda, A Separate Reality. First of all, Joseph, thank you so much for sending this over. It done took a while till I finished it, but at least it's finished. I think I finished it about 2 months ago. It wasn't an easy read, to be honest. I felt like you had to mud your way through the first part, the first half. But I'll do a quick summary and then I'll hop over to a little video essay. So summarizing it, it's the story of Carlos Castañeda himself. He's an American scholar, this uni kid, and he meets Don Juan, a hacky native Mexican man. He is intrigued by this peculiar looking man, and he wants to become a man of knowledge through the old ancient hacky way of teaching. This encompasses the use of sober consciousness, becoming aware of things around you, and as well combines the addition of peyote. You might know that it's a herbal mix, hallucinogenic, it gets you tripping. And through that, Don Juan tries to make Carlos see. And seeing here is the difference between I can look at certain stuff and I can see certain stuff for what they are. And when you see stuff for what they are, you are not clouded by your prejudices, preconceptions about it. When you look at things, you can just observe them, dissect them for what they are, and even deflect away from it to not let it impact you in a way. This all culminates in it's summarized so easily, where Carlos is feeling like pity for a bunch of street kids, because in his eyes, they will never amount to anything. They are intellectually inadequate. While Don Juan argues that all the men of knowledge he knows were kids just like them, licking tables and eating scraps, leftovers from the streets. That the inherent aspects of becoming a man of knowledge are present in us all, and that the preconceptions of Carlos were incongruous. So this evolves then in a 10-year-long apprenticeship where Carlos embarks in it. He stays over at Don Juan's place. They really have this pupil-teacher relationship, whereas Carlos wants to write down everything rigorously, does not take a moment to breathe. He has to write down everything. He observes, he hears, while Don Juan is more of this practical-driven guy. He wants to teach Carlos through experiences, through the practical aspect. And we see how they clash very often, but as well as how Carlos starts to internalize this, because according to Don Juan, real internalized knowledge stems from experiences, from action, the present. Going forward, I leave it at that. Midway the book, there is this introduction of smoke, bit by bit. Hints are being given. Carlos is being taught the rituals, the steps he has to take in certain circumstances. This all culminates at the end, where there's this big rite of passage where Carlos is basically thrown in front of the wolves. He has to struggle with this entity, let's put it like that. Is it an ally? Is it an enemy? I'll leave that up to you. And he has been given the lessons. He knows what he has to do. Yes, sometimes he fails, and I like the way you can find out for yourself how this turns out for him. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for the review. Let's head over to a little video summary or essay. So if I had to make an essay out of this, or the lessons being given, I'd say there are 4 main aspects. First of all, being seeing. We've already established that. Seeing is you can look at things and not see them, and see them can be observing, dissecting, or deflecting. Going forward, it establishes the principle that there are no bad or wrong paths. It's like Detroit become human. Like you have 5 options. Then here there are 4 and again 5. And Don Juan establishes that all those options are inherently equal, which means they're all unimportant. Like they have the same meaning, so no one tops the other. Stick with me within this context, yeah. Establishing that. Because whenever you pick an option, you should give it your all. Like pick one with head on into it, and don't take this in a nihilistic way, because nihilism should be like your jumping board towards stoicism or existentialism or whatever fills up your philosophical heart and desires. But yeah, he establishes the fact that there are no good or bad options, just the one you choose with heart and you're going head on. This connects to the controlled folly, how they establish it. That's this third aspect. Hence the paths are not wrong in a sense. You are free to react to them and choose them as you see fit yourself. If you kind of get what I'm saying. It's the fact that you're in control of your own actions, reactions, hence you can break it down, you can separate the reality, the aspects of it for what they are. Because yeah, sometimes there are things that seem world ending to you, like 10 years ago and 10 years in the future, they'll be so trivial that you'll regret your hairline receded because of it, or I don't know, like that's what it tries to establish. I feel like there's something I found with the controlled folly is, and that is doing what is right, even though on the surface it seems counterproductive or illogical. It is doing what is right, even though you know it's a waste of time and effort, but not doing it would be wrong. And all of this comes together eventually in the warrior way. This encompasses choosing with heart what you'll do, being patient with your decisions. So it's a conscious decision you take, and that way you can embrace it completely head on. Like you're like the arrowhead, the spearhead, arrowhead, going straight for it. As well as the will. The sorcerer defines this, so the sorcerer and Brujo defines this as the power within ourselves. Will is what can make you succeed, even though your thoughts tell you you're defeated. For me, that's something very clear. Like, I am such a bad academic student, I'm not gonna lie. I think this must be my 5th year. I'm about to graduate from my bachelor's, so yeah, it took a little D-route, didn't it? And like, studying is such a nuance, such a mess for me. But I'll just read a little excerpt from it. I would say that the warrior learns without any hurry because he knows he is waiting for his will. And one day he succeeds in performing something ordinary, quite impossible to accomplish. He may not even notice his extraordinary deed, but as he keeps on performing impossible acts, or as impossible things keep on happening to him, he becomes aware that a sort of power is emerging, a power that comes out of his body as a progress on the path of knowledge. For me, that was, for example, adopting the Pomodoro technique, which you might know it's 25 minutes of studying, 5 minutes of break. You can extend it to 50 minutes of studying, 10 minutes of breaks. And that way exams went way better for me. Like, I used to fail 66% of my exams per exam period, and that jumped up now to where I only have, I have 1 retake out of 8 or something. Like, it went extraordinarily well. And the fact that you've accomplished that, which seemed impossible to me till like past semester, makes it clear that yeah, you are able to do that again. But now I've seen the things I can do. I've taken many decisions, different paths. You could say they were bad, whatever. Thanks for taking those bad paths, I've now come to this realization. This goes then further to like the end part of the warrior spirit. As you've noticed, I find it hard to really point down what it is because I don't want to be Googling everything. But yeah, going forward, it ends with, I was truthful at that. My mind refused to intake that sort of stimuli as being real. And yet after 10 years of apprenticeship with Don Juan, my mind could no longer uphold my old ordinary criteria of what is real. However, all the speculations I had thus far engendered about the nature of reality had been mere intellectual manipulations. The proof was that under pressure of Don Juan and Don Gennaro's act, my mind had entered into an impasse. And it finishes off with this, which should encompass the end goal of probably Carlos Castañeda's reading and just mental development, I guess. However, you now have the need to live like a warrior. You have always known that. Now you're simply in the position of having to make use of something you disregarded before. But you had to struggle for this knowledge. It wasn't just given to you. It wasn't just handed down to you. You had to beat it out of yourself. You're still going to die like everyone else. That's the end of Carlos Castañeda. It's a complicated book, not gonna lie, to like really take things out of it. I would read one more of his novels. I think he has 12. I'll definitely read another one to like internalize more what he's doing, like to take in the lessons and see if I can, and if I can't, at least I gave it a shot. Right now I'm reading 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. We'll see how it goes. This might be the next one, perhaps Metamorphosis. I'm off to the gym. High to most.